500 would starve. But keep you in mind that Powhatan is not well pleased. He has been refused the weapons that he wished to trade. And though at times he might smile upon us, methinks it were to his own benefit when he did. And with the leaving of Captain Smith in 1609, oh, he did. Well, perhaps I should tell the tale from the start. For it were quite the large supply that would come in 1609, the largest yet. The company were told by the king that he was tired of opening his coffers to support it. So in order to raise funds, the stock were open to the public. A man might invest his purse or person, investing his person as an indentured, investing his purse paying the passage of himself, family members, investing in the company with the promise of return of land. So 500 persons would take advantage of this offer and come across the sea. Well, it were not as they expected. The hardship began straightway, for they left England in June, arriving in the tropics in the midst of the worst heat of the summer. Some were infected with plague. Some would die from the heat of it, the southern regions. But the worst of our trials were a tempest. We were encountered of a tempest upon the sea. Perhaps you have heard of it. Perhaps you have seen the play about it. It was published in 1611. Methinks that playwright were inspired by William Strachey and his manuscript about his experiences aboard the Sea Venture, the admiralship of the fleet. It were first and hardest struck by the tempest, blown so far northerly off the course that she would wreck at Bermuda, the Devil's Isle. We're called that for a reason. Typically, when a ship wrecks thereabout, they are to strike broadside the rocks and the reef, thus rendering a hole in the ship, and she will sink to the bottom. Not so the Sea Venture. I were not aboard that vessel, but I hear it were the maneuverings of a clever captain that would permit her, the Sea Venture, to drive bow first into a crack in the reef where she would stick fast. But it kept her afloat long enough to get all 116 persons aboard to the shore. None did perish in that wreck. They were able to preserve on their longboats, taking them the 2 mile to the island from the reef, tools. Most of the supplies were aboard the Sea Venture, so they were well provisioned. They were in a place of natural bounty, and with the hardwood on the island and what were preserved from the Sea Venture, they were able in 10 months to build 2 ships, the Deliverance and the Patience. For it was the order of the company that they go to Jamestown, not to Bermuda. And the newly appointed Lieutenant Governor, Sir Thomas Gates, why, he took that order quite seriously. And he was most determined to bring his ship and his passengers here. Now, in the meanwhile, the rest of the fleet did arrive at Jamestown, as I said, in quite the sorry state. Infected with plague, battered from being tossed about on the sea. The provisions that were in these ships were soaked with seawater and thus quite ruined. So it was a sorry lot that arrived at Jamestown.